Well, good morning, good evening, good day, folks. I am so early today. I feel so proud of myself. I am super early. But let's share the show now, please. As you join us, let's share the show. I am super early, super early. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Please, let's share the show. Please, let's share the show. Let's share the show, folks. Yo, let's share the show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. As you join us, let's share the show. Let me see here. Monk, Milborn, Sickle, the rest of the guys will be joining us soon. So let's share the show. Let's go. Come on, guys. Let's share the show. Let's go. Let's go. Let's share the show, folks. So I want to run this quick video while we share the show. Let me run this quick video. Mr. Kane, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing super. What's going on?
That's great. I'm okay. Let me just do this real quick.
Yes. So, folks, um, let's share the show. I want to play the quick video. Many of you can recall during the campaign about 1 year ago. This is the Unity Party, former president, former vice president, now current president, Jose Yuma Boakai. We were able to locate his promises, his video on what he would do for the issue of drugs, for the issue of Kush, and how they had the data, and how the we-led government was not doing anything about Kush, and so forth. Yes, we follow it. We have the video. We will play the video for you. It's 9 minutes long. So let me get started with the video quickly. And let's watch, please. But let's share the show while you're following. These days, we'll be going back to all the promises that were made, things that were said during the campaign, and what has been done. So, yeah, Mr. Kane, welcome. Just before I play the short video of the
No, I'm good. You can go ahead and play it.
Okay, let's get the short video of the Unity Party. Give me 1 second, folks.
Why you couldn't expand it to remove the other?
It's better, right?
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
So at this time, I was remarks.
Oh, that Jacob will call you involvement. Your uncle.
Now the whole rescue team, all of them.
Afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We want to once again welcome you all to this Melvin Seafers. Then on the other side of the table, we have what are always referred to as Madame Lady Gaga, the lady behind the scene, a very serious planner and organizer, Madame Madeline Dakose, one of the members of our rescue team. Huh? And then, of course, Reba Hall on her immediate left is our National Vice Chairperson for Inter-Party and National Elections Commission Affairs, Madam Lydia Kratupa. And of course, on the stenographer of the Unity Party. And we also have Mr. Masakwe, one of our eminent citizens and His Excellency JNB, And I'm also pleased to recognize the presence of Ambassador Kape. He's also one of our eminent advisors to His Excellency JNB. Notwithstanding, we also have here the presence of our colleague, the former National Secretary General of the Unity Party, the key organizers and the media consultant to the Office of the Standard Bearer. And we Chief the Unity Party, Madam Helena Nokos. She's one of our key individuals. Then we have the Assistant Secretary General, the newly appointed Assistant Secretary General for Commission, Ambassador Joseph Lumambuaka. Thank you.
On an issue so grave and close to my heart and to the hearts of many parents, it is the issue of what I refer to as drug epidemic in Liberia. This tragedy, by working with unsuspecting victims who have become dependent on these substances. I would personally like to thank Reverend of the Metro Harvest Shop and Youth Connect Liberia, the online influencer, Ms. Joseph to the national. The statistics, it is estimated that 2 in 10 youth in Liberia are users of narcotic substances. Some estimate it that about 13% of the young people have lived in so-called ghettos strewn across the country, in cemeteries, on the streets, in places often result to crimes, including armed robberies. These crimes and their infected victims and those who commit them are heartbreaking because we know they are motivated with illicit activities, including launching pads for drug-related crimes. Nationwide, everyone living in urban areas knows the location of at least one ghetto. In most communities of shoes strung over power lines, signifying that a ghetto is nearby. Drug abuse and subsequent addiction is a scourge with a joy. This is the main crimes which put both the users and society in peril. These young people are stigmatized and face harsh societal isolation. And at this rate, the country's potential of school dropouts among the users. Our country is gradually losing this next generation of drug abuse, and if practical actions are not taken urgently, the prospect of future generations inheriting a more complex and challenging national situation looms large. The country stands to face a possible future shamefully appearing now as a narco state. The country's weak law enforcement capacity, porous borders, and the proximity to major drug transit routes help to contribute to the trafficking through Liberia. The recent seizure of enterprises significantly it reveals the failure of national leadership, a weakened criminal justice system, and crucially raises suspicion. Clearly, it is now obvious that the Weir administration incapable, unwilling, complicit to this crisis. They anxious to bring hope to the young victims of this epidemic, relieve hurting families. This means looking at the crisis and determining the extent to which the future of the provision, social services delivery, weaknesses in the criminal inadequacy of the public health system all conspired to contribute to what, with the best professionals, aim at providing some of the best clinical care for those who have become dependent on these chemical substances. An all-encompassing public health program focused on information, education, and research in combating drug and substance abuse. The problem with release will strengthen deal with the sources of drug problem in our country. For years, the criminalization of this epidemic has targeted drug use. We promise to enact very strong laws to punish traffickers and their middlemen who operate in an open market by offering maximum prison sentences. Abuse and related crimes have affected nearly every family and threaten to undermine the very values of our society. We must not allow this to happen. The scale of the drug problem shows that we are the government's nonchalant attitude towards one of the most critical issues today. And they have no plans. I promise to declare war epidemic. God bless you and save our.
You're muted.
Well, folks, that was candidate, current President Jose Yuma Boakai, talking about the drug issues in Liberia, providing data and information and how the Wia-led government was not taking care of the drug issues. They showed no will. That was Joseph Boakai and what they intended to do, how they were going to prioritize, how drugs is affecting the young people and the next generation. That was Joseph Boakai. No, you see our history group is I kind of wanted to show how are you, how's the weekend, what's going on?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing great. It's too bad. I'm not going to be here for a long time, but you know, every time you play a video, always, get some takeaway from the video. And this one, I listened to Joseph Boakai saying that the Wia-led government was incapable, was unwilling to fight the drug epidemic. So Johnson Mabon Kula.
Yes, sir.
I see this message.
Yeah, so thank you. In fact, thank you. I was like setting up running for the time and so forth. So sometimes the phone we can put it on one side.
I know you're running late.
Cool.
And Steve said when you can, you should pay fine because you're coming late.
Yeah, Steve, sorry. But I know I can. around the compound, but again, sometimes these gadgets, sometimes they have their own way of treating us. So, but again, thank God that at least with you people. But still, I look like you're not happy. What going on? Still not looking happy.
Yeah, I'm not looking happy because
Government. No,
You may say the UP people there, they say they can fight drug, then they turn to drug dealers. So what you angry for?
Steve, actually, by the way, I don't know, but you've been talking again. Let me say thanks to you people. I just joined you, so let me because of now there was a big problem with me. Maybe Steve was talking something, or Steve was talking something sweet. He just come me, he just caught up. So yeah, hello, yeah. So I can continue, please. Anytime with you.
Yeah, so
Melbourne, you missed the video. Mr. Kane will give us update on whatever he has for today because he will be leaving to take care of some business. And you and I will be on the show here. Monk will join us. We get plenty of things to talk. We just play a video journal of Joseph Boakai and Unity Party. I will send that video to you. Maybe you can play it on the radio too, so the people can hear the drug issue. They say CDC was not ready, they were not willing. Joseph Boakai say how they said about the drug business, and the drug business were going to, it will make most of our young people there in the generation. Look, Joseph Boakai didn't talk. PB and Kukuti. Today, Joseph Boakai a drug seller, a drug dealer. Today, that the world face with. Anyway, Mr. Kane, it's up to you.
yeah, so I briefly listened to Honorable Yaga Kolba. I almost, share the live on SKTV, but I was constrained not to because of the languages, that were coming from him. But other than that, he said a lot of things that warrant our attention. He said, last night somebody called me first and said that there was something going on in the House of Representatives, that Musability representative from District number 7, Nima County, walked away. The Yaka stayed there, and Yaka said he wants to be his own witness. He wants to make sure he witnessed everything that's going to happen. But Steve, what is really bothering me is the level of hypocrisy coming from the lawmakers in our country. People that are supposed to be the supervisory arm of the government, people that are supposed to be holding the government feet to the fire, the executive, people that are supposed to be lawmakers are now the lawbrokers. People that are supposed to be checkmating the executive are now a bunch of accomplices. People that are supposed to, in such some fear for accountability, are now part of the one who are facilitating corruption. But yet, there are few who are standing up, but the majority is being part of the corruption. And Liberian people that are supposed to hold the lawmakers accountable, majority of them too are also accomplices. So as a result, there's no outlet for the Liberian people. There's no way out. There's no escape route as to where you can prevent danger from happening. nobody to trust, nobody to believe. Steve Mayborn, if it is clear that the previous budget was tampered with, that the previous budget was altered criminally to facilitate some criminal acts, where in the world you will talk about recasting a budget that was previously altered without getting to the bottom line as to where and how and who altered it the first time? Even you tell this one to a blind man, who will take you seriously? You say somebody stole something from this money, but yet instead of you recounting the money, you say, you know what? Send him money here. Supposed to be 100,000, for example, or $1,000. You look at the money, say, oh, money will not complete, will not correct. Whoever took something from him, that one, let's not worry about that one. Let's just make the money here, 2,000, so we can solve all our problems. So you're forgetting about whatever happened, who stole from the first $1,000, how it happened, but yet you say, you know what? Let somebody go for that money. Let's not forget about that. Let's not recount the money to know how much was stolen, who stole it, how it was stolen. Let's not focus on that. Let's just go ahead and just make the whole money $2,000. Or get a new $2,000. The other $1,000, whatever happened to it, let's forget about that one and move on. What kind of country is that? They call themselves responsible people. Somebody call themselves elders. And this will bring me back to what we have always been saying. Liberia will not go anywhere unless we in the diaspora, we put our foot on the ground and fight people about whatever, however means possible. Liberia will go nowhere. They're taking our country and all of us for a joke. These people, they are not good people. They are not your friends. They are destroying the fabrics of our organization, of our country, and they're destroying the life, the future of our children. Who does that? You know something is bad, but instead of you fixing it, you say, no, it's okay. Let's just add some to it. So that we'll add something to it, whatever destruction, whatever, that was stolen from the budget, that will get missing. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. So see, the few good ones, they will continue to speak out. They will continue to stand their grounds, but their effort will yield no fruit as long as they are in minority. And shamefully so, the CDC lawmakers are the most disgraceful human being that you can ever see in any legislature. That's why when I say the CDC is done, people can be arguing with me. You got a bunch of irresponsible people, belly driving people, egoistic people who only there to follow their pocket. Where in the world you are the opposition political party, you are in the legislature. Corruption is happening before your eyes. When a few independent people are alarming, but you sitting there facilitating and helping the government to corrupt the Liberian people, you call yourself opposition and you want to come back to power? How disgraceful can you be? I'm not going to blame Unity Party people, because that's what they were elected to do, to come and exploit and steal from the Liberian people. But if you're supposed to be opposition, throughout we are presidency, Unity Party people were facilitators of the corruption, the impeachment of Kabila Jane, all the lawlessness. Unity Party people were accomplices. So now they are reciprocating. CDC also now giving change to the CDC and to the Unity Party to steal. As long as they're getting their share of the pie, they care less about what becomes the future of Liberia. So, Steve, this is disgraceful. It's embarrassing. But I put the whole blame on the opposition and credit to Chairman Musa Belete, to Yaka Koluba, and few others who are speaking up, who are holding their feet to the fire, who are exposing the ills within the legislature. Kudos to them. But shame on the Liberian legislature. I don't even want to mention the Senate, because the Senate, we know how they came to power. We know how the leadership selection was done. We know exactly what they are planning for themselves, because it is rescue senator, it is a rescue senate. The few citizens who are in the Senate, they are corrupt. They are, they have all the dirt on them. When they try to speak out, they tell you, say, if you talk again, we'll bring your rock outside. We'll arrest you. We'll investigate you. You better shut up. Tell them get shut up that time. And that investigation finished, you're not hearing about it anymore. Again, when you call the Supreme Court, say the Supreme Court should intervene. When they tell you, say, my man, we don't worry about it. Or you need to just shut up. Go tell that thing from the Supreme Court. We're not going to investigate you. We're not going to do anything. But you got to let our government be. You're the one stealing here. Nobody did anything to you. We support you. So if you can't support all doing our own stealing, don't talk. If you talk anything again, we'll put your own record outside. What do you expect Bill Traore to say? He is a criminal. He is a sanctioned criminal. What do you expect the likes of Emmanuel Nukwe to say? He is sanctioned. He's one of those corrupt-minded people. So all the people that they may be in opposition, but they don't have voices. So the Senate is completely polluted and destroyed. So it is shameful, Steve and Monk and Nabon, but it seems like Liberia and Liberians, they sign up for this, and we are here for a long ride. I don't know how long it's going to go, but Liberia, we have nowhere to go. We're not going anywhere as long as we have these criminals and corrupt-minded people as our leaders. And unfortunately, our people are not willing to stand up against them.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kane. Monk, welcome to the show. Let's say you. How are you today?
Man, I'm doing great. Yesterday I was away because I had a follow-up appointment. We spent all day at the hospital, my little man, and just for regular follow-up routine visit, and everything was perfectly fine. Everything went okay, so that was the good news. And I missed the show yesterday, but thank God I'm here today. And so many issues going on, especially with the issue of the budget recast. I must say I saw an episode of the video from Yeka Koluba, and I keep asking this question on this show. When you're in politics, there is something they call establishment politics. They call it the illusion of choice. You think you have an option, but there is no option because they are one player. I mean, they are the same players on opposite side of the flank. That's just why it is. That's why we said before election time, anything that hovers around Unity Party and CDC means we are going nowhere. They are one of the same. They might have two different logos, They might have different name and nomenclature, but from an operational standpoint, they are one of the same. That's why everything that happened in we are government is happening in Joseph Boaga government, and everything that happened in Madam Sally government, we are came and repeated. You don't have an outlet, you don't have an option. From the budget, you just look at it, Rick Maria, but it's non-permanent seat. Look at how they're going about it. Once the Liberian people refuse to get away from the two political institutions, it means they are accomplices. They are the one pushing for this. And to the lawmakers that will want to keep holding the line, let me tell you something. I know the optics might look good. You want to tell the Liberian people that you are fighting for them, but I keep telling folks, if anything that passes the rest of the lawmaker, take your share. Because the people themselves in that country, they are not serious for life. They are the one that facilitate criminals. They are the one that gravitate toward criminals. Look, we talk every day on the show about the budget. And guess who they will keep attacking? They attack SKTV and the panelists here every single day. We talk about the investigation, the fake investigation that happened in both houses. Look, if you got lawmakers that will go and you already stole, you already did something criminal manner within the budget. And in the process of investigating, you never came up with a conclusion. And then you went for a recast. Why are you telling me? In another sense, it means that you are covering up for your crime. That's just what it means. We said it on SKTV that it was going to pass and they were covering that imprint. Now, if you want to avoid it, if you want to take the executive out, the chief executive, if Jordan Boga is aware of the manipulation that went on in the budget, and then he proposed or resetting, right? And whenever these guys are coming for a special section, they pay themselves on top of it. So imagine stealing from the Liberian people and then paying yourself to come for extra session and then receiving the blessing of the chief executive himself, Joseph Nima Boaga. Look, the country is done, whether you like it or not. It is done. So I will stop here for now until we delve further into the show. I mean, we just setting the basic, but it's kind of a heartbreaking that the recast budget now is also passed, and that's it. There's no turning back.
So Steve, before I go, I just want to say this. Yesterday we have a few people supporting SKTV. One of the people was one gentleman who always support SKTV, donated $120 to SKTV. $100, I'm sorry, but the day before that, it was a sister who also supports SKTV. Sent $120. That was on Thursday. She said that was her Friday donation because it had been a couple of Fridays that she didn't have time to support. So today, I'm seeing from the YouTube platform, somebody also sent $50. The person called B1 Sister. That's from YouTube. I think the person sent $50 twice. I'm saying $50, but it appearing twice. Probably it's twice. But YouTube is different from Cash App and Zelle. But we just want to appreciate those people who have supported and continue to support SKTV. So we have updated numbers for both Zelle and Cash App right there on the screen. If whether I'm here or not, our guys are here, and I will keep updating Monk and Steve to tell you guys if you have anything coming in, I will let you guys know. But I just want to make sure I recognize those people who are actually supporting us and tell them thank you and appreciate their effort. Once again, Liberia, we are where we are, and we are not going anywhere anytime soon unless we ourselves, talking about Liberian people, the voters on the ground, stand their ground and stand against. Okay. Yeah, so I want to say thank you to all of you. And I hope diaspora Liberian, we were able to get on board of the initiative that we started to come together to form a united front wherein we can collectively fight these ills in the society and collectively work with our counterparts in Liberia, people in Liberia, so we can actually fight these people. The country is destroyed, Steve. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you, Mr. Kanem. Thank you so much. Folks, thank you for following. Thank you for also contributing. I didn't follow the Yeke situation. We'll get into the politics. We'll get into the politics. Melbourne, today Saturday, let's do one or two social. Today Saturday. Before we get into the politics first, because I know Mount Sekou had to lay the premise here today before he leaves, which is clear. He has a pending appointment somewhere that he has to take care of. So he had to run, but he wanted to be on the show before he goes. So remember what is going on from a social standpoint today Saturday. Let's start with the social first. Man, the politics will come and get inside. But let's start.
So again, my brother, I want to say thanks to you, thanks to President Monk, and thanks to our supporters. I see B1 sister. Thank you so much. That's one of the best things to do, to always support this platform, because the media institutions depends on you for them to operate. Because when it comes to politicians, they won't support. So it depends on you, the people out there, for your support. So yes, my brother, my attention have been drawn to this. Today is Saturday, and as usual, thank God that you and the President Monk are on, because they think about is that the vow, I'll call it the oath, right? That we take, or if I doing the wedding, because mine today is Saturday, and there are a lot of people that are feeling getting married. By this time, I think the process, or maybe either reception is ongoing, and they are celebrating. So this attention, or in fact, this have really been bothering me for a very long time. And so I decided to do my own research and see as to whether this is necessary. They vow that we take during the wedding. Then, for example, all the freaks, for better or for worse. So I try to search for that and see as to whether it is in the Bible, because man, sometimes there are some things that you may do or say unknown to yourself. So I try to find out, and I'm not seeing that. So I don't know, but I think I got to bring this to the attention of Steve and other monks to see as to whether this is scriptural or not, or maybe they have their own view on that. Then second, if you go back to the book of let me just give reference to Matthew 5:35, according to what they say here, it said that I come in quickly before, yeah. So it said, Jesus now said flattered that his disciples should not take an oath at all. They should not swear by anything. So I'm very confused as a Christian. Somebody who want to do the right thing. Well, this is correct. So President Monk and that of Steve, that my own social issues that I want for all of us today to see as to whether this is necessary or this is his own way of maybe imposing things on people.
Well, let's start with Monk for a Monk. What say you?
Well, I'm not an eschatologist. I try my best to read spiritual and biblical texts and other spiritual literature. Religious literature, I would say. I know when it comes to marriage, is the European, all these things that we do, the wedding, the vow, these are all European tradition. I keep telling folks there was never a single religion that was created by God. Every religion on planet was created by men. And men decide to do things how they choose to do it based on their interpretation in trying to understand something that is very tough to understand. So the whole thing about vow, because it would be a total contradiction that if the Bible says you should not make an oath, you should not vow, and then on your wedding date, even though the man of God himself will go and bless the wedding or bless the occasion, and people will be making vow. Like I said, everything they are just practices, religious practices, most especially from a cultural standpoint, and the whole thing about marriage. For me, the thing about wedding, there is a difference between a wedding and a marriage. And unfortunately, more people are interested in wedding than marriage. Because marriage is like the journey, the discipline, the ability to stick to your man, the husband, the ability to respect your family, your husband, and do the thing. The wedding is just the ceremony, is a fanfare. But at the end of the day, people believe that when they can get engaged in the ceremony itself, that's the marriage, and that's not the marriage. The marriage is this lifelong journey that you choose to be a partner with somebody for life. That no matter what comes your way, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's sicknesses, diseases, you stick with someone and you believe that you can make things happen and work with each other. That's how I see it. So the thing about vow and religious text, no, I don't believe in it. Like I said, I'm more into spirituality than religion these days. My days of religion now is over. I can go anywhere. Once it's something that can elevate the human spirit, something that can question my own assumption and belief. That's why I pay attention to the whole idea that you can be stuck in the box because you believe in it. No, I passed that stage anymore, brother. I'm not into it. I'm interested in relationship, their marriage or a wedding. That's how I see it now. When you can get a better partner, when you can get a woman that buy into your vision or a husband that buy into your vision, if you guys can work as a team and ready to walk down, you've got life itself. See, you all know that life was meant to be very, very difficult. And the whole difficulty in life is about getting a partner who, no matter what comes your way, they will jump in partnership with you for a better life. That's just how I see marriage or wedding, either way you want to call it. But the whole thing about vow, and because there are people that will go before the altar and make a vow. But the question is, are you disciplined enough to even want to the vow that you make? So I'm not interested in that.
Thank you, Monk. If you are on the show or you're watching the show from distance, and your pastor or whoever marry or let me use the word put you together, ever said to you for better for worse, that person lie, that pastor wasted your time. And this idea where people got to be for better for worse is not scriptural. There's no part of the Bible where the God said for better for worse. No, that's not true. That thing was invented in Liberia and other places where they tell you for better for worse. No, that's not true. Let me tell you today, that is not true. It's not in the Bible. Your pastor then invented that foolishness. And they make you have to think that in the Bible. But maybe I'm glad that, you are thinking about some of these things and you're bringing it up. Because they're not in the Bible. While you're saying, the Bible says for better, for worse, and whatever it is, you're right. Who won't be there when when in your worst situation? Who really won't be there? Who got time for that thing? Nobody got time for that foolishness. Nobody has time for that. I mean, be honest. It's not a tit for tat thing. It's not you in your West are there, you go there, lead that story. Lead that story. That story there, that the story they want to make up in their head, they can be telling you that's not true. No, that's not true. Well, if it's West, I'm out. I'm not wasting my time on that foolishness. Why will it be better so when I be wasting my time where it was? What wrong with you? You're not ready yet. You think life is about that. Eh? Life not about that part of life. It's not about that. But anyway, so that better for worse thing is not true. It's not biblical. There's no part of the Bible where you can find out for better for worse. And your pastor then put that foolishness there as part of the strategy to keep you in a box or whatever it is. That part of it. Also, this notion where you got to accept the person for who they are. That's not true. If I saw you as a prostitute and I marry you, think I'm over you say be prostitute? You crazy? You really crazy? Eh? I who's be holding prostitute there? You're not ready yet. Yeah, for you to say, you love me for who I am, you love me for who I am. No. The only person that can love you for who you are, like your mind, your path. Because like the trouble, they don't want to burn you. They don't mean burn you. So you got to get serious. You have to get serious. You got to come and put yourself together. If you're somebody who like talking, you like noise, you like drama, when you come around, you put yourself together. So, I mean, that's just the fact. I don't know who the other person is. I don't know who the other Jesus defender is. You don't want to be on the show with you. Yeah, Jesus defender, you don't want to be here. Be funny thing. Be writing funny thing. You will soon be restricted from commenting on the show. You think that the show where they can and you're bringing your foolish person worship mentality. Yeah. And I told you, say your person worship mentality came from the church. And I told you, all the people who you see can praise politicians and can praise political party and political leaders, it's from the church. Let me tell you today, it's from the church. They brought out foolishness from the church. Because in the church, they got to make excuses for the pastor. They got to make excuses for the bishop. They got to defend their mother. They got to defend the entire leadership of the church. Because according to them, the Jesus Junior and Jesus Defender, they got to defend the Bible. On SKTV, we don't do that foolishness. If you are Muslim and you want to talk about Muslim, You can't talk about it, will give you the opportunity. We are Christians, so we'll talk about Christian. The one who know what I will talk about. And maybe if I go to you, I'm not sure and talk about Muslim. Not here for that your foolishness. So carry that foolishness somewhere else. Let me tell you right now. Like I always tell you, me, I don't play that way, yo. You already know me. I don't have no time for that. I don't have no time for that. I don't play like that. You won't bring out your religious phobia and funny thing when they're talking about I'm a Christian. Who has talk about Jewish people? So those crooks inserted all the things and make it look like what the Bible says. But the Bible now say, let me tell you all the men today. If you to any church and you get it married and the pastor use that word for better for cancel the wedding, that's him right on the spot. Cancel the wedding. It's a fraud. It's a trap. That joker pastor are talking for better for where he married two, three different times. Why when we're West Indian all married, why he stay there? Why he stay there? You know why he stay there? Because he wants to send the time, you know what time it is. But are you in one condition and keep you somewhere? Don't stand for that foolishness for better for where. For better for where. It's not in Bible, it's not biblical, and not true. Your pastor has been lying to you when they use that word for better for worse. Another thing you talk about also, Milborn, you know, it is very sad. It is very sad that most of our, the monk said, people take people's religion, what they taught them, and just bring it in there. And just bring it in there. And they are now, I don't want to use the word subservient, but they've become slave to it. For example, something that I'm part of your culture. And let me say this. All religions in the world is all based on culture. It has huge cultural influence to determine what it is. But here's it. Here's something that's very important that we need to understand. If you don't understand the cultural context of a religion, it becomes a problem. And that's why many of you are slaves in the religions you serve or you partake in. For example, Christianity is not a labyrinth thing. Christianity got nothing to do with labyrinth culture.
I want to know topic. I have another.
In fact, most of the things that are taught in the Bible does not even correlate with our culture. No, it does not. It does not. If you think I'm joking, go research it. Most of the things that are written in the Bible are not part of our culture. They're not something we're able to keep as cultural people. So when you try to do it, what you are doing is you are hurting and harming yourself. Because no human being lives out of the confines of culture. Your origin is basically your cultural view of things, the way of life. So let's take, for example, in our culture, it's acceptable for women to do the Brazilian wig, to do the forehead, put a wig, put a makeup and all that, and go to church. Where they play where Christianity came from, where it's established Christianity, women are supposed to cover their hair and go in the church. You don't know that one? Women are supposed to cover their hair and go in the church. So when you are in Liberia and someone usher you finish doing that your Brazilian hair that you came to church all over man way. Imagine you do hair. You need to go look for a man to go entice a pastor to go entice somebody in the church. Yeah, to go bluff. Or you borrow money to go in the church because somebody don't like you there, you don't like the person, but to show to them that you get money. If you borrow the hair, you go there. Then as soon as you reach to the door, the usher he say, you must tie hair on the head before you enter the church. Not tie hair, you get into the church. And he said, oh, that's why I want no doctrine say here. And you see how the marriage is a little stupid and foolish. And guess what? You vet now, you don't want to come to the church again, and you start criticizing, oh, that other church, that other. So again.
So yeah. How are you talking about culture? I have a follow-up question quickly because then we're talking about marriage. So that means, are we doing double marriage here in Liberia, or let me just say in Liberia, maybe you want to chip in also? Because maybe after doing the dowry payment or maybe the traditional marriage, I'm going to give to another one. Are we confusing things, or or what really going on, Steve?
I don't understand when you say double marriage. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what you're trying to say.
Good.
In
So
what
Steve talk
context?
about good. So Steve talk about our culture, or maybe we say tradition, right? You
Mhm.
here we marry 2 times. Like for example, after doing the dowry payment, which of course that have been recognized by by both the parents of the couples, and after that again there will be another similar wedding, which of course we call the white wedding. So after the African wedding, we go straight to the white wedding. So I'm still confused when it comes to that, Benjamin.
Yeah, because like I keep saying, all these things, they are all westernized. You know, the reason why I start digressing from religion mostly and start looking at things that keep saying spirituality, like culture is more powerful than religion. That's why when you look at every religion that came, whether it was in Africa or North Africa or West Africa, the white men had to figure, or the Arab men had to figure out your cultural context first, how you live and how you do things before they can tilt the religion. Because if you just bring religion and you don't understand people's culture, it won't work. You have to understand how people live. Like I said, culture is something that's been passing from generation to generation. It's something that is embedded with you, within you, that you can even say engage in the cultural practices that you can even it's almost like something like second nature to you. It's just part of you. So, like I keep telling people, culture is more powerful than even religion. That's why when you read, maybe let me tell you something. Like I said, we adapted Western civilization, most of the things that we do based on a cultural content, like Steve just said about the hair, even our way of dressing, people wearing kosu here and there. People used to wear traditional clothing like gowns and stuff, but the westernization, how many pastors do you see wearing traditional clothes going to church? Everybody's in a suit, the tie, they get a little piece of plastic stuff on at the neck, at the collar, they call it to show that you're a clergyman. And look, Melvin, if you read, right? The one thing I realized growing up, they say Christianity, it makes Christ-like. It's not a religion. Christianity was meant for us to follow the lifestyle and teaching of Christ. If you read the entire New Testament, what you see about the teaching of Christ, the fundamental teaching of Christ, it talk about what the kingdom of God, which is also like you in another sense, in a religious standpoint. When you talk about what love, it talk about forgiveness. It talk about the Great Commission. It talking about loving your neighbor as yourself, that you should feed the hungry, you should clothe the naked, and you should give to the least among us. How often do you see that happening today? People are just doing their own thing. If we are really following the teaching, if we really follow the teaching of Christ and what Christianity embodies, or the essence of Christianity, you won't have too many churches in Liberia today, because they are totally deviating from the very teaching of Jesus Christ. You don't see it today. How often now you see, look, Mabel, in as much as Jesus himself performed miracle was not some of the priority of Christ. The teaching of Christ was some of his biggest priority, like the Great Commission, love your neighbor as yourself, help the weak, help the widow. These are the fundamental teaching of Christ.
Blessed
So
are the
in as
peacemaker.
much, yeah, that's it. So I will stop there for now, but you guys can continue on this topic.
Before we get to the conversation of, before we switch to the politics of the day, Monk made a very touching point. First of all, that's what makes Christianity confusing, perplexing, and troubling. First of all, in Christianity, you get different denominations. That's the first sign of division. You get a Protestant who decided to worship Jesus the other way. You get the other one who decided to do it with the Catholic, will do it with the Methodist, will do it with the Episcopalian, will do it with the other group, will do it with everybody. So everybody claims to be saying the truth. Everybody claims to be saying the truth. You got churches that never die. Other churches I heard about back in the day wherein everybody go there naked, and it's alleged everybody wear that naked. Sometimes older people are there, younger people are there, everybody there naked or whatever it is. What kind of foolishness is that? What kind of foolish? Look, you have to be something got to be wrong at the highest level for you to even think about that, right? And so when you see that kind of division, first of all, it does not even show anything that has to do with Christ. If Christianity is Christ-like, and you get people dividing context, then what does it speak? What does it speak? You see what I'm saying? What about everybody? Then you get a GR witnesses too. Then you get a
Yeah.
then you get
a lot of this saying, you know,
yeah, then the GR witness too. Somebody can marry you from there unless you be GR witness. I can't remember, they're not changing now. But back in the day, back in the day, someone all put out each chicken and say, "We back there, people so we get each chicken in the kino hall." What?
Yeah.
I thought I said kino hall, my brother. And I kino better we used to be talking. But then when you go to kino hall, man, I probably don't enter kino hall. You see,
our people need education. Seriously.
So I'm saying to you that this has presented confusion and discombobulation in the body of Christ. You get one group of people speaking in tongues, and not even know what they're talking, they're yelling, talking point of foolishness. They can't interpret what they're saying, but they say they're speaking heavenly language. Well, we're not in heaven, we're on earth. So say things that we can hear. How you saying you're speaking heavenly language to me? I don't understand what you're speaking. I'm not in heaven. So how am I supposed to know what you're talking? And I see churches. Let me tell you today, Melbourne. And I see churches where they say they put a hand on your head for you to fall down. They got the pastor, they got to raise you down, all of that. So you see all these things.
Yes, quickly, or Steve, to what President Mo was just saying, because let me be frank, all the scripture that follow in the Bible, all the healing that Jesus Christ was doing, you are not forcing people. And they ask, what you want me to do for you? Well, nowadays you see people prophesying every day in the life of people. If not your mother, that your uncle. If not your uncle, that your auntie causing your problem. What kind of life is that?
Yeah, and you get pastors in this town who you think when they're yelling, they not mean they're spiritual. Can you imagine somebody tell someone a dirty cloth or someone a cloth that they put on their head, they tie around and they say that they're not. You crazy? They say that they're. How you guys want a cloth you tie around you and you say that cloth makes you anointed? So you see, but never think about it. I saw one other one in the heat, sweating like Christmas chicken. But then you get cloth tie on you and you feel you why are you talking? You get someone that full cloth on you and you're wasting your time. You are wasting your time. You are wasting precious resources and wasting your time. You got no cloth there, no thing that you tie on you. It can do nothing. And that means nothing. That's zero.
All I think they can be doing. Look, that's the thing. Teach the word of God and stop shouting, stop yelling at the people.
No, they get some other word in the play, or they can sell to the dollar store 99 cents. Walmart, they can sell it $1 and so cents. You tell me, say, you go to say the prayer order, where you can buy order for 99 cents. Then you tell me, say, I should pay $200 for that same oil because you who pay $200 for one oil, the oil. I will go buy 10 of that oil and give it to you free. You something gotta be wrong with you. And you see people
so to some of you, so to some of you that get invested, tell us so to some of you that get invest, these are some of the things that the politicians
I don't understand.
Because the politicians feel that most of our people they are cooked.
My man.
Look at the people.
No.
Let me tell you the politicians, yeah, they think faster than you think.
No.
So when you're not doing the right thing, the politicians they know.
No.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you this. Today. One of the reasons Jesus died because Jesus criticized the government. One of the reasons they call it Jesus again 25. They flawed Jesus that were putting him among government. Let me tell you today. I've said it over and over. Most of your politicians in Liberia, especially the ones who are Christian, they are product from the church. They don't have no regard. They don't have no respect for the church because the pastor and most of them don't respect themselves. They're a bunch of crooks. They're criminals. And you know how I know also that all these little tricks with the budget and other things and stuff in there, somebody will put some kind of water in some kind of bottle and say he's selling that water. Not that water. Wait, man. You tell me say you're selling that water. And the citizens in there go, you get money to buy food to eat. Your last $5 what you get. You go, you take it because somebody can join you and say you should get your widow's mite. You even get food to eat. You go buy that water. And you drink the water and not do nothing for you. That person not catch you on level. That's so level. And we'll say these things. People get
Maybe, you know when you read the Bible, right? That's why I keep telling people, when you study humanity, when you understand spirituality, you will deviate from religion. Because even in the book of Matthew, when the disciple asked Christ, "How did we offend you?" And the statement he made was in Matthew 25:24, and he replied, he said, "I tell you that whatsoever you did to the least of my brethren, that's what you did unto me." Right? Let me give you a typical example. If you really practice spirituality, understand humanity, do you think you need someone to tell you when to give to someone that is hungry or to clothe someone that is naked? It becomes an intrinsic part of you because you understand that person. I mean, you see yourself as a reflection of that person, right? When you think if you really understand spirituality and humanity as a lawmaker in an impoverished country, you will want to take $45,000 for bonus when people don't even have food on the table. No, that's why our war keep getting worse. Even though there is a proliferation of religion, but we keep getting worse. You got churches, you got mosques on almost every street corner. But look at the lifestyle in the country. Does it suggest that people are living the way how they should be living? No, because we focus on religion more than spirituality. Because spirituality is getting to know God for yourself on a interpersonal level. Religion is just a set of rules put together by men in trying to understand God. So the more you question yourself, whether you can come from the Islamic faith, whether you coming from the Christianity faith or Judaism, because the reason I always mention the three religion, because we are one of the same, except for slight differences on the Christ. That's what separated the three religion, but they call it Abrahamic relation because we all came from the same lineage in terms of spirituality or religious context from the root of Abraham. That's why I keep telling folks the reason you're seeing drugs, the proliferation of drugs on a man who's supposed to be a deacon. How you think that is happening? Because he practiced religion, he never practiced spirituality. When he practiced spirituality, he will get to understand the impact of illicit drugs in the country. He will focus his attention because he knows he will be saving humanity. But no, it's all about religious practices. That's why we keep getting worse and worse every day to people in society because we focus on the wrong thing. For me, look, I believe in Christ, I practice Christianity, but no, Christianity is not my focus. I want to know God on a personal level. That's why I focus on spirituality and humanity.
So,
No.
just before we get to the politics, let me say something about our culture. I believe our culture, to some extent, aid and abet some of the things that we see outside of religion. For example, in our culture, quote unquote forbidding to call an old man out or an old woman out. For example, Joseph Parker is a liar. When you say he's a liar, you say no, the man are old man. You can't say the man are liar, the man tells story. No, I can't say that. I'm not going to say he tells story because he's not a kid. Kids can tell story because they're ignorant of the facts. Children who don't know the truth or don't understand life or whatever, they can tell stories. But a grown man who is 80 years old or 79, whatever age he wants to claim, and he's still lying, knowing that he's lying, and you tell me I should say he's not a liar because the culture forbidding, you're going to eat that culture somewhere else. You're carrying that foolish culture that has kept you the way you're looking somewhere else. I don't subscribe to that culture. That part of the culture, I don't subscribe to it. I do not subscribe to that part of the culture because you know what? The truth is the truth. If your mom is a thief, tell your mom say she's a thief. You're not going to hell because you told your mom she's a thief. You're not going to hell because you told your parents a thief. So that part of the culture.
Let's talk about that before we transition. Yes. Anyway, what?
So in many times in our culture, you can't credit our older people. You can't call older people out because it's seen as disrespect. Oh, okay, no problem. But the older people are the people causing problem and leading and eating the next generation's future. And you see Joseph Parker on safari. He enjoying your bucket list. Joseph Parker is enjoying your bucket list. He a Katumo. And let me say this before we get to the politics of the day.
Yeah,
the only thing I support Joseph Parker on all this corrupt venture is the fact that Joseph Parker is not doing what I expected him to do for the Labrempo to pay the bills. Joseph Parker is not maximum. Look, he's not using the Labrempo resources to the maximum. And look, it is upsetting to me. It is upsetting. I want Joseph Parker. Let me tell you something. I want Joseph Parker to even be on private jet every day. That's what the Labrempo wanted. That's what they like.
Oh, I
No,
don't want to play my brother.
don't stop me. No, don't stop me, please. I want Joseph Boaka and Katumu to be in a scar casing. The Labrampo will pay the bill for them being in a scar there. I wanted to take the biggest hotel, the nicest hotel in the world, and then go later there on vacation. Look, let Joseph Boaka go on beach and be chilling. You all leave the old man. The papa, like I said, they can put 2-3 million on his credit card. That's what the Labrampo wanted. Let the old man enjoy the life that he did not live, the things that he did not have, the immunity, the facility, all the different things that he did not have. Let Joseph Boaka and Katumu enjoy it. You leave these people. You leave them. And the puppet. Look, let me say this. I'm not against Joseph Boaka enjoyment. No, I'm not against Joseph Boaka enjoyment. The only problem I get with Joseph Boaka, he's not enjoying enough. You put 100,000 on the credit card and you're complaining. You're complaining about 100,000. It will be millions and millions on your credit card. So I'm disappointed in Joseph Boaka for not enjoying himself. For not enjoying himself, I'm disappointed in him. I'm disappointed in him. I'm solely disappointed in him. That you know that Joseph Boaka will go to Japan for 1 week. For what? Joseph Boaka will eat 1 whole month in Japan or in China. Just chilling, passing around. In the morning, boy can go hey, walk around, he come out, nothing going on. He come out to the country after 1 month, he stop right to what they play in LRA. And when they put an ass in, he tell them say people sign MOU and go back in the car again. They post a rate on, he go to the house. 2 days after again, as soon as he sleep for 2 days, after he wake up again, he go another place. Please, Joseph Boaka, do that. Why you not utilizing the resources available to you? This is what our people like. This is what they were in the ring for. This is what they sacrificed for. This is what they spend their hard-earned money, some of them. This is what they wanted. Because they saw from the beginning that you, Joseph Boaka, you were not financially disciplined. Because if you were financially disciplined, you would not be living on loan after 2 years of being vice president. They saw that you were not financially disciplined, and they decided they would vote for you. Or they decided of all the people in Liberia, all the promising, responsible people who are financially disciplined, Paris Morumba, Alexander Cummings, even Chawan Gonglo, they said no, they will not vote for them. And you, they wanted. So your excuse the papier alone. Joseph Boaka, I'm taking on the radio to tell you, I beg you. We are from Lofa, both of us. Enjoy. You don't know where your one day will reach. Please enjoy. The Labrampo will pay for any bill. Anything you take, they will pay for it. Enjoy your Katumu. To my Oma Katumu, let me say this to you, Mama. I beg you, ma. All the promises Joseph Boaka made to you when you were younger, he couldn't fulfill some of them because maybe he never had the money. For 6 years, you live on loan. I beg you. Please don't let the opportunity pass you by. Please maximize the opportunity, my Oma. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy. Please let it no kobo seller there. No marketeers. No market women. We don't care about them. We don't want to hear them making any noise. The children not going to school. We don't care. We're not worried about them. They're not important. Katumu and Joseph Boaka are the most important people. We don't care. School coming open, so what? Who cares? They're not buying your potato green, so what? What worry about? What are we worried about? Who's supposed to care about that? Y'all go sit down somewhere. Y'all are under the ring making noise. Y'all are under the ring insulting other people. Good people came your way. You say, I didn't want them. You wanted Joseph Boaka. You get Joseph Boaka. Me, that's what I want to say. Anybody that go against Joseph Boaka for spending that people money, me and you for you on the social media. I'm standing with the papa 100%. And all your market women, your bitter boss seller, and your pimping board, and your whatever, you go find somewhere and say that. We don't want to hear you're making a foolish noise. We don't. Oh, you're no good thing. You're no good thing. You're no good thing. No, you're not no good thing. But the thing that what you like. That the one that what you like. So I'm with Joseph Boaka on this. And Joseph Boaka come move from New York. Joseph Boaka come go Singapore. For now, we're being in Belgium. I love my papa.
Life is good. LG, life is good.
Yeah. And you will pay all the bills. Anyway, Melbourne, let's hear from you what's going on in the country before we get into the actual politics of today. I just wanted to pray.
Yeah, no, you're right. But there were some of the comments I wanted us to respond to, because people don't always want to say, oh, why you people always on the other side? And let's still always say, before I bring some of the updates, we are Christians. You don't expect us to go and discuss other religion. That one. Two, this is not religion war. Nobody into any kind of religion war. So don't be asking us to why people are not discussing the other. No, no, no. They maybe some of you maybe you want to take your own time to come and discuss. Well, that's it. We bring in some of these things that some of us that we observe over the time. So it's not crime. Thank you so much. So again, to the person who asking me, yes, I got married 2 times because I paid the direct. After that, I did a white man, which of course was wrong. But again, that's what we met and that's what we do today. So, Steve, so far, nothing much going on apart from the news circulating on or social media about front page Africa or investigation. I think I sent you that, where some amount of money was spent
Yeah,
illegally.
15.6 million.
Good, good, good. That was spent. So I have been missed reaction to that. And yeah, we good. Everything here is okay, apart from our government or our presidents and his delegates that are out of the country. Yes, today is Saturday, as usual. The weather condition here is good, and we are moving freely. Everything from our end here is going good. Thank God for life. So far, nothing much. We are okay.
Thank you so much. Monk, I know you were not here, you and Milborn, but for the sake of our audience, and you and Milborn, for the respect, the working relationship as brothers and as professionals, I want to play the video that we played earlier about Joseph Yuma Boaka and the Unity Party on the same drug issue before we get to the budget to tie everything into it. I'll push it further so that a few minutes.
Yeah.
I want to bring it. So let me push it further before I even. I want to push it further because I want to make sure. Okay, very good. So I got it to where I wanted us to get it to. Let me put it on here so that we can listen, folks. This is what we signed up for. This is what we wanted. So none of y'all, I'm not even listening to you. Say you're not ready for prime time, so I'm not listening to you. So, okay, it's on there, folks. Let's listen keenly to the president, especially the particular video on the issue of drugs. Yeah, listen to what Joseph Boaka says. This was 1 year ago.
On an issue so grave and close to my heart and to the hearts of many parents, it is the issue of what I refer to as drug epidemic in Liberia. This tragedy, by working with unsuspecting victims who have become dependent on these substances. I would personally like to thank Reverend of the Metro Harvest Church and New Connect Liberia. The online information is just updated to the national. The statistic, it is estimated that 2 in 10 youth in Liberia are users of narcotic substances. Some estimate that about 13% of the young people have lived in so-called ghettos strewn across the country, in cemeteries, on the streets, unsavory places often result to crimes, including armed robberies. These crimes and their infected victims and those who commit them are heartbreaking because we know they are motivated with illicit activities, including launching pads for drug-related crimes. Nationwide, everyone living in urban areas knows the location of at least one ghetto. In most communities of shoes strung over power lines, signifying that a ghetto is nearby. Drug abuse and subsequent addiction is escorted with a jury. This is the main crimes we put both the users and society in peril. These young people are stigmatized and face harsh societal isolation. And at this rate, the country's potential of school dropouts among the users. Our country is gradually losing this next generation of drug abuse, and if practical actions are not taken urgently, the prospect of future generations inheriting a more complex and challenging national situation looms large. The country stands to face a possible future shamefully appearing now as a narco state.
Hey, want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago? Look.
The country's weak law enforcement capacity, porous borders, and the proximity to major drug transit routes help to contribute to the trafficking through Liberia. The recent seizure of enterprises significantly it reveals the failure of national leadership, a weak and criminal justice system, and crucially raises suspicion. Clearly, it is now obvious that the Weir administration is incapable, unwilling, complicit to this crisis. Measures to bring hope to the young victims of this epidemic, relieve hurting families. This means looking at the crisis and determining the extent to which the future of the provision, social services delivery, weaknesses in the criminal inadequacy of the public health system all conspired to contribute to what, with the best professionals, aim at providing some of the best clinical care for those who have become dependent on these chemical substances. An all-encompassing public health program focused on information, education, and research in combating drug and substance abuse. The problem with the least was strengthened deal with the sources of drug problem in our country. For years, the criminalization of this epidemic has targeted drug use. We promise to enact very strong laws punish traffickers and their middlemen who operate in an open market by offering maximum prison sentences. Abuse and related crimes have affected nearly every family and threaten to undermine the very values of our society. We must not allow this to happen. The scale of the drug problem shows the real government's nonchalant attitude towards one of the most critical issues today. And they have no plans. I promise to declare war at the dead. God bless you and save our.
Well, that was Monk. I don't know if you heard it. I know the video kept sticking back and forth, but there are some key points there. What say you?
Well, they said when you campaign is different from governing. He painted a weird government as a government that is being complicit, unwilling to fight drugs, never made the adequate resources available, and now he's the one in power and even doing worse than what the previous administration did when it comes to fighting drugs. And it's kind of a shameful for the old man to say Labrador is sending into a narco state and that the future of the country hangs in the balance because of these kids that are being exposed to illicit drugs in the country. And guess what is happening in the country? This man was brave enough, his administration, to cut upward of 65 to 70% of the LDA budget. Can you imagine that? From 1.9 million, which was already laughable, to $432,000 for an entire country. But guess what? The videos are there. But like you said, he should keep doing what he's doing. The Liberian people signed up for this. It was an issue of choice, and this is where they decided to go. This is where they decided to cast their ballot and focus their energy. So there is nothing strange here. Joseph Boakai cannot lecture. We know what's happened in the country. We know the risks it poses from a national security standpoint or an economic standpoint. So whether he accusing the real government or not, we can tell exactly what is happening on his watch. And at this stage, he's even worse than President Weah. So, it was campaign season, and he made a sales pitch to the voters, and the voters bought into it. So there's nothing we can do. We cannot really to get an election. The elections are over, but it just tells you exactly things that we predicted and who Joseph Boakai is truly is. That's why I keep saying, when you practice spirituality, you become a better human being than religion. There's a deacon, not only being a deacon, but an elderly man in society that people tend to respect. But look at the way he runs the country. Look at you know that the orator for the July 26th celebration. Do you know that she got her $10,000 too? Her honor worry that was paid to her from the breakdown of the 15.6 million that was spent off the budget. Do you know that?
Yeah, we're
That's why
coming
you
to
think it's
the budget.
horrible.
We're coming to the budget before we open the lines. We're coming to the budget. We want to spend time on a particular budget issue. But let me ask your reaction quickly before we come back to Monk on the budget issue, because normally it is stated that people's priority is reflected in the budget. And that's just the truth of the matter. Whatever you put your mouth, then you put your money there too. Or wherever your money is, where your mouth is. And so, Milbo, what say you? Joseph Boakai said the Weah administration, in fact, indirectly, he's saying that he's implicating them that they are the one that are facilitating the issue of drugs. Joseph Boakai said, the future is threatened by the use of drug. Almost everywhere you pass, you can hear about ghetto and so forth. I know, yes, it was campaign, but here's the reality now. Joseph Boakai is president. All of those things that he complained about during the campaign regarding the CDC and George Weah, is this hypocrisy? Is Joseph Boakai lying as usual? I know you country where culturally you can say lie, but it's up to you.
Yeah, so I think but this piece coming from Front Page Africa alone, speak volume, where Front Page Africa talking about the 15.6 million that was spent. So when you go down, what you see, $61,062 USD was spent for LDA operation.
How much?
61,000 USD was spent on LDA for the operation in that 15.6 million. But you say you want to fight drugs. So my brother, I think for me, I think that was a joke. You cannot fight drugs. Drug is the money by itself. And these people who are selling drugs, or those people who are dealing drugs, they get money. They can even stay on the spot and even get you close to a 50,000. So using 61,000 for, or maybe for operation, I think that was also market. But again, like you said, my brother, the entire issue of drugs. I think it's glaring. People are not seeing what going on right now with soul food. Most of our youths, they having soul food now. They are moving with a soul on their foot. They are crying. The drugs is also on the increase. People are also bringing drugs through the port in fact, broad daylight. So to tell you that Joseph Walker, I think with all of the thing when they were going around talking about drug tests and so forth, I think that was just another big bluff for nothing they're going to do when it comes to the issue of fighting drugs. Because to see that they have spent close to 61,000 for drugs and spent $2 million for NSA operation as if to say we are Russian in the country.
Operation, don't say operation, cover. And that cover, you will never get to know about it because NSA itself is a money laundering entity. It's a covert operation. So that's not a regular operation for NSA. Covert means that they are on a way of covering up stolen money using the NSA. That's why we keep telling every time they pass the budget, the EPS and the NSA, because they build those two institutions purposely just for money laundering. So they say covert NSA operation.
So quickly, we're coming to the budget. We're coming back to the budget here, that credit reform page Africa. But something I read on Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence official Senate site, she has a thing that says, I think Senate Pro Tem Yomli Kanga Lawrence. I read on it, and she was saying one of the churches, I just forgotten the name of the church, thank her. If anybody can pull it up, please, that would be great. She was saying one of the churches thanked the Senate for the contribution of 10,000. Let me say this.
Wow.
We have a problem on hand. First of all, Yomli then trying to lay the basis. And you know the problem here is this. The problem here is this. They think everybody is stupid. They think they're smarter than the Liberian people. The Methodist Church, thank you, Ruth. The Methodist Church is thanking the Senate for contributing 10,000. Let me tell you why they did that. In their criminal minds, they think everybody like them. They don't know that there's some people that think faster, harder, and better than them. So we are able to deduce some of their moves before they even make it. You remember Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence when they went to Grand Bassa? And the quote unquote the Senate gave her part church 10,000. They try to create a balance here to say, oh, the one who did Grand Bassa will do it for other churches here too. No, that's not true. That is not true. It's a game. But let me ask the Senate again. How can you never get a mosque then 10,000 too? Say you're passing around to divide money to all the churches. Then your man as well just put all the churches in the budget and get everybody 10,000. Because what are the prerequisites? What are the qualifiers to be giving churches 10,000 out of the budget? This act of using one criminal behavior to cover up another criminal behavior is shameful and disgraceful. It's embarrassing. Why are they in Grand Bassa to get to Yomli Kanga Power Church? And what's wrong? Instead of you're only up to it, now you're going to get to another church again. Then you're going to get to the mosque too now. Why the Muslim people wake up and say, well, you're giving money to the church, why are they giving money to why else? In your criminality, you're putting your foot in your mouth. In your criminality. It is embarrassing. Yeah, Mo, go ahead. Before we move on to the budget, go ahead. What say you? Because they gave another church again 10,000, bro.
Oh yeah, the people know, the people understand the psyche of the voter, like you said. Everything in Labra is done with the expectation that we got too many people in the country. That's how they see it. That everyone of all, we are just dumb. We don't know how the inner workings of the government, how things happen when it comes to stealing from the Liberian people, when it comes to off the budget spending. And mind you, the 15.6 million that Front Page Africa is reporting, it's not from your original budget, it's off the budget spending. So they will go and make allocation, they would steal, they will get a set kickbacks, they will pay themselves for extra sitting, and then they now have the boss to even spend off the budget, because I want only mean that debt. They can just spend off the budget limitlessly without any remorse. And at the end of the day, who's going to pay the price? The average Liberian taxpayer are going to be the one to carry on the cost. You're going to pick up the tab because it's off the budget spending. Off the budget spending means I gave Steve $10 for him to spend, and Steve believes that $10 is not enough for him. He can go into the national coffers and write a check, and at the end of the day, I will be the one responsible to pay. So the 15.6 million is not coming from your original budget. No, those were money spent also of the legal framework of the budget. That's the kind of a power these guys are giving, like, bro. Imagine giving a criminal a blank slate, because that's exactly what it is. It almost like, Steve, I know you are a rogue, right? And you were budgeted to only spend maybe $150, and then I come one day, I say, Steve, even though you're limited 150, you can just go and spend as much as you want at your own will and pleasure, and nobody going to ask you a question. What do you think going to happen? That's what happened to our law, because when it comes to
wait, Monk, I beg you. I'm looking at this thing. I think it's. I don't understand. Who do these low-level criminals who don't think well, who are not open to some things, who do not understand some things, who do they think they can really fool? For example, who is Kwekwe that you're giving him 41,000 for funeral? Who is Kwekwe? I think I want Kwekwe, whatever it is, for funeral expense or whatever it is, so that the government responsibility to take on the funeral expense for somebody. Well, I didn't know that they were doing that. Well,
and then the environmental. Listen to the funny part about it, right? The EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, spending $40,000 for Miss F beauty pageant. Can you imagine EPA spending money for beauty pageant? Look, man, Steve, they think it's important.
For people here, well, we're saying there is no machine to JFK, but Miss F, I don't know what they call. We want to call Miss F. I don't hear that foolish thing. Then they call Miss F and Miss. Which one is Miss F? Who brought out all foolishness to waste people's time? How does the country benefit from that? I mean, I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something, but this is foolishness. I can understand Miss Liberia, but which one is the Miss? Again,
they're promoting how they call it now, or how they call it thing, the Green New Deal or the environmental protection. Because when you say Miss everything, we are going back to green energy. We are talking about climate change. So they spend 40,000 now. Look,
so when you ask the question, the Miss F different from Miss Liberia?
Yeah. When you say Miss F, it means you are promoting like preservation or conservation when it comes to saving the planet from how they call it, carbon emission, and it talks about global warming.
You get all the carbon passing over there with carbon monoxide issues, and you are telling me, I don't understand. You get all the carbon passing in the country. The carbon monoxide issue is plenty, environmental issue. You got all those companies are killing our people, destroying the land and the environment, whatever, they're polluting the air. You're not worried about that. You worry about Miss Earth. Who is Miss Earth? Whose name is that, Monk? So how many Miss Earth would that have anyways? And what have we benefited from the Miss Earth? What is that on the road? What are we doing?
And listen to the funny thing about people that they people have no remorse, right? Of that same budget, they were able to spend $453,000 to the extractive industry initiative LETI for just to produce report. Yeah, people are already allocating the budget. You're giving an additional $500,000 to come give you report. And you know how much they gave to the people coming from Ghana and other places for the allocation to the Liberian Refugee Repatriation Commission? $225,000. It tells you a lot that they don't care. You know, it's all about what you can get. It's all about what they can do. They could have the respect for the average voter is just not there, because they assume the people that know exactly what's happening, they are very few in number. The vast majority of people who care less. They are not even interested before talking about putting their energy and their resources into things that are happening in the country. So everything in Liberia is done with the expectation and the notion of the people who they are dealing with.
So wait, let me ask the other question more. Thomas Dona, I know you were working at LRA. To bury Thomas Dona, it was 65,000. So Thomas Dona burial budget or money allocated to him was bigger than the entire money allocated fighting drugs in the country. You're not serious in that country. So you get day by day more money than some people who live it. One day by day. Okay. The stupidness is getting louder. The foolish
that's what they want to believe.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Who buries somebody with $65,000 United States dollars? Who buries somebody with that? So where they put Thomas Dona in gold casket? The play Thomas Dona is lying today. He's suspended in the air. You're not serious. You're not serious for you. Living human being there. You allocate money to fight drug issue for our people.
I'm really, really following it. And I'm enjoying they have an NSA budget, 2.5 million. So I want to know as to what do we have any Russian or we have any Swiss bomber or people coming into our country?
Well, who is Jim Kwekwe that they want me? I want to know who is Jim Kwekwe that the country be there to the funeral. Who is Jim Kwekwe?
Jim Kwekwe, let me go there. Jim Kwekwe.
My man, the man looking like he for the man looking like he want a funeral by E about what is a PPCC United States dollar again. What I'm not even sure that 25,000 Jim Kwekwe E.
You have 41. I want the PPCC.
Either Jim Kwekwe eating 41,000 or he eating 25,000. So they eating plenty money more than 11 people that want this in here. So they not up here. So it means you better all just being dead. You get plenty money more than government. Because it don't make any sense. These people lost track and there is no priority. You get 11 people. You get our people suffering for addiction or other thing. You not allocate money to them. Yeah. Oh Lord. What kind of trouble we see so? What kind of problem we see in our country? What thing we see? That thing don't make any sense. Living people, you don't allocate money to them. Dead people, you allocate money to them. You tell them say they miss every other money that they talking about. She not see so. She see so. Look, no more. I beg you. I will speak beyond close. So they miss every. We will contact miss F to add miss F. How much you eat in money here? We got to contact the miss F there because they think that's still an issue.
I even getting report that even the other auditors, I don't know, they said they gave her 10,000. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to call to get on the court. They don't even be where there.
Yeah.
So she got a player talking about your drink to collect 10,000. She said the country suffering. Go back to England. Are you serious? You poor people. You come from England, you professor. You take the poor people 10,000 you care with you, so God will bless you. No, God will bless you now. You can't take for the poor people more. 10,000 you care. Then so we talk. So you importing. You're not importing. You're not serious. You take 10,000 from the poor people more. You be easy to say, "Oh, let's give it back," so that we can contribute to the suffering of our people here. They see money when you making know that America is not giving Liberian money or whatever. You know that the budget support that the United States government give. That the United States people money you take to. All of your corrupt your one can be talking to you that you so that why that she not see her, nobody, she not important, nobody know her. She's a joke. She followed Delon there, all of the funny things. She not important. Can't take money from poor people. Then you probably not made no in public. You're not ready yet. Why you not telling like people say, oh, they give me 10,000? Or the food in there I thought I did at 10,000 they give me. Again, we're in a serious problem.
No, and not only that, we always laid it basic on the show when it comes to the budget. We said these guys, they allocate money for themselves to Steve and the Liberian people. That's one. Apart from that, they are in connection with the executive branch. They go beyond closed door on all the appropriation committee. They know they kind of are juggling for resources as to how much which branch of government will receive. Apart from that, they finance project that they will get kickbacks from because there is no competitive bidding. These same lawmakers are the one that own most of these shady companies that are operating Liberia. So it means they are stealing from the Liberian people in so many different ways. Now, apart from the extra incentive, do you know that in the same of 15.6 million, just for extra sitting, they gave the House 1.5 million, and then they gave the Senate 812,000, close to $1 million also. Just between those two. I'm not talking about that extra incentive. I'm not talking about that benefit. It's just for extra settings to say, okay, gentlemen, we've been stealing all year, but let's call for an emergency session to go and steal more, and then they're going to pay themselves for coming back in an emergency session. Think about that. $2.5 million gone just for extra sitting. That is way more money than you are using to fight drugs in the entire country. And you want people to believe this unserious president talking about drugs is a public enemy number one, that he's going to make you a priority. No, he's not interested in that. They are all just stealing, and they will keep stealing to infinity. Nothing going to stop.
Let me give them before we go to the line. The Ministry of Finance Index, they're reporting. Monk, I'll put in the chat room there. maybe so that you can, so that maybe tomorrow or Monday we can spend more time on a mid-year review. Y'all let's see. Oh, and I'm money we're talking about today. The Ministry of Finance released a mid-year review. I mean, in the middle of the year, they review everything, all the money there. This is what you get. You're listening, my people. And you can go on the Ministry of Finance side, is there. In December 2023, just before Joseph Boakai could take power January, our total debt that we owe as a country, listen, $2.4 billion. A year, $2.4 billion. Okay. Now, as we speak, now. Maybe you're going up a little bit, but now, as we're speaking, the debt went up to 2.6 billion. You know what I mean? That means that Joseph Boakai then took over. They increased our debt to 7.4. They increased our debt to 7.4%. Monk.
So we are high risk borrower now. It means we're going to pay more interest payment and there will be some consequences. Yeah.
So that means your government, Joseph Boakai said it took over from January to today. They just borrowing, increasing. Can you imagine 7.4% in 9 months? When we go a year. For your who can't defend, and money we're talking about that.
Yeah.
You have no clue. You have no clue the mess that we are in. You have no clue the mess that we are in. You don't have clue. Some of you don't have clue, and we'll say they will talk now on you, the way we talk, and the way we talk. I get one of my good friends who supported the Unity Party now in my inbox. And the way you're talking hash. No, I'm not talking hash. You know how I will talk? I will talk a gay man. I can't talk a gay man. You're not ready yet. They tell you I get time to talk sweet talk with criminals. Then you ready? I know that somebody who's supposed to patronize criminals. I mean, look at that. I'm not looking at that. I will come on the show. When I come on the show, you know I will be talking now. Oh, you know the government, they're getting changed, and you understand. That means you also be on that foolishness. I know that somebody who's 4 in 1. That means you know that somebody who's 4 in 1. You ain't ready yet. You ain't ready yet.
Steve, let me read one sentence to you. I would say it's less than a paragraph, right? I was reading the Liberian Observer, and they're talking about Fanatic Kofa's statement after the recast budget was passed. All the way we criticize this budget with all the stealing going on and all the cover up of men who conducted an investigation with his signature being forged. Listen to what he said. They say in his remark, Fanatic Kofa emphasized the legislature he has inherited a complicated and flawed budget process that requires urgent attention. We are responsible for the people's money. Can you imagine Fanatic Kofa saying that? He started acknowledging the historical challenge faced by the legislature in effectively managing the budgetary matter. Why expressing his support for the recast budget? And can you imagine the men who were conducting an investigation? He now support the recast budget. Speaker Kofa called on the Ways, Means and Finance Committee to proactively prepare for 2025 national budget. He urged the committee to implement a structural approach regarding how the budget is received, how it's transmitted and executed, stressing accountability from the executive branch is being important. Isn't that our Margaret? Isn't that literally looking at Liberian people in their face and telling them that you guys are very, very stupid? We will make mockery out of you. We will play fun out of you because you are too damn dumb to know the magnitude on which we are sitting here. Can you imagine the guy who conducted the investigation without a comprehensive report and funding telling you they're already preparing for a 2025 budget? They're telling you now.
I told you before, and I will say it again. Say what you want to say. Fanatic Kofa, and let's say who say on the show here today. You know, when you opposition, you're opposition. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. To the CDC lawmakers, it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. You know, and this idea in Labro, wherein you got to allow yourself to be vulnerable, wherein they compromise you so that you can't talk anymore, you can't stand for what is right, even when you know that it's inconvenient to you. You know that it's above and beyond your principles and your value from a personal standpoint, from an ethical or professional standpoint. But because you are compromised, you expose yourself to be compromised. When we say these things, you'll get there with us. So CDC is disappointing. You got a CDC a sitting CDC speaker.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there making excuses for what's going on. I told you before, in Africa, we can say dog can change a way of sitting down. Fanatic Kofa was a criminal here. He will not change. I'm telling y'all today, the same way I stand on a criminal in America, he will not change. These people are the mindset. For somebody to steal for another person, you can't do good way. Then you say that person a good person. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. No, you are not ready.
See, Melbourne, you know when they passed the budget last night, right, under the cover of secrecy or darkness. You know when I heard that Chairman walked out of the caucus, you know the first person that came to mind, the man of God who came here. I thought he would have been the first man to come on the radio or to address the media, because he called himself a clergyman. And I keep questioning him. I say, I don't know how you can come from the house of God into a corrupt chamber and you call yourself a man of God, because I know the culture that is being exercised over there every day, a conflict with your background. And up to now, we are yet to hear from that man of God. I think he's from District number 2 in Grand Bassa County, because I thought he would have been the very first person to address the media on the irregularity and the broad this thing that grew on. But up to now, we are yet to hear from the man of God. Matter of fact, what Chairman Belete did, even walk out of the caucus. So I thought he was going to do exactly what Chairman Belete did, but that's like rough for you. We never heard from him.
Quickly, I don't know whether you have any idea about the exact amount that was passed on yesterday evening. I'm still searching.
In the recast budget.
Yeah,
I can't get the definitive figure, but I think they're going for concurrence with the Senate, with the House of Senate as well. So maybe by then we'll get the final figure as to what will be recast and how it will be allocated again. Yep.
Yeah. So quickly, when I entire money that I've been spent and so forth with Front Page Africa, for me, my attention really glued to that and NSA 2.5 million. Mind you, we have army personnel who are struggling, who some of them are even sick and they have no medication. Some of them, their children are not even in school. They are NSA spending $2.5 million for what? I'm still confused. Let
me tell you what NSA spending $2.5 million to do. Let me help you.
Yeah. I think you can explain this one.
NSA spending $2.5 million to make sure there is no criminality in the country, to make sure you guys are safe, no jacking phone, to make sure there's safe drinking water, to make sure there is electricity all around the place, to make sure no. Let me tell you what NSA doing. To make sure that you, Melbourne, as you're sitting over there, you get AC in that place. There's air conditioner all over. The trash, the maneuver is clean. The city is clean. The city is, they give it facelift. NSA spending $2 million to make sure that the borders are safe. There will be no drugs coming in the country. You know, our children will not be dying from drugs. They will not get sold on the foot. These are the things NSA doing. Everything that NSA doing. Just so you know. Yeah. So let's hear our people. Let's hear from our people.
Yeah, so 077-285-971. That's the number to call. Again, 077-285-971. You're listening to all of the discussion. Maybe you have your own that you want to fill us in with. To this call, good evening. Yeah, my brother, go ahead. Your name and from where, John? Yeah, go ahead. I know we can be by a line a little bit coming, but go ahead. Okay, go ahead quickly now, so I can tell the call.
We are in a trouble in this country. All of your show leader, Joseph Waka, who have come. And you know, I always tell my colleagues, I said, we are saying something that Joseph Waka is not a change. And that's true. We have people like Ellis coming. They were here. And you want to tell me Ellis coming contest an election in the country, he got 30% for the first time, then you keep to run for the second time after doing a one lap for like 20 people. That brother got one time, he let you what's going on.
All right.
And I can let you see criminality in our country, it will be like this.
All right, thank you so much. Nothing coming from Joseph Walker and his team. Yeah, today caller, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
I just think the program is good, but you got to have the objective in your let me say this. Me, Mola, Steve, and all you got more. In 2018 and 2010, the TV president, we have government. Are you guys talking about energy project? Energy was money in 11 million. But the government who came and put it down to 2.5 million, at least you can't show any.
No, hello. Go back to front page Africa. They're not talking about budget. They're talking about money that's spent outside of budget. No, hello. I want you to learn something first before you come in with another thing. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I want you to understand something because you already accusing us that if I will hello. All right. So you don't want to learn them. Let me just leave. So let's call up. Who you think? Hello. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Joseph Bernard. I'm calling from but within the TO community.
Yeah, go ahead, Joseph.
My intention is very good towards the drug issue. You see, before I complain that there's no money to put the drugs in Liberia, but what actually happened here is that we put that in the hospital, we employ them. So then I cut down the money and use it for the drugs. And the first thing is very easy in Liberia, my brother.
Oh.
You getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Yeah, let them buy the room. I work with the United Nations for 1 decade. Let them put in for the room. The room when you blow in, it will tell you how much alcohol in your body, how much drugs in your body. It's simple.
All right.
The medical area is telling you, oh yeah, check up. And the medical people not taking place. Somebody can get them $50, $40. They will have full people for that. When you blow the room will tell you how many drugs in your body. Simple as that.
All right. Even though the expense is 1,000 out of the entire operation. Yeah, so let's call it. Good evening. Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, you gotta pull that strength into your voice, Chief.
Yeah, my name is Peter Amos Joseph.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking for the program, but the program is good. I just think that you guys are talking about public African story and release. I think every story has two sides. I want to ask you from more. Nobody allegation for public Africa. Have you guys called any of these children from the government to inquire on the government or you guys call it? Or maybe you are a journalist. Have you called the information ministry to verify the claim?
All right.
I mean, my point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to be political is one thing, and to be independent is one thing. You cannot be political, you claim to be independent anymore. You are not independent journalist. You are an economist, and you are working for more ability with your opposition. So I think you guys are not independent step on me.
All right, sorry, I wanted to call you over some, but I tried the phone was freezing. So today's caller, good evening. Say you don't want to go to the point. You want to be accusing people. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, for screen to call because I want a silent listener of this program. But sometimes the way in which you guys discuss issue of small fight, it's difficult to go out there and then argue with our police. Listen here is that a minute anybody call Mexican Airlines or the one that's on the SKTV. He can never say anything good about the government. And at the time, the past governor or anybody again, it was the same that he was doing. So now, the same thing is still there, and then they talk another thing.
Hello, are you there? Hello. All right. Don't forget about white people sit. Just go straight to the point, go straight to what you want to say, then we'll give you the platform. Hello to this caller. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Go ahead.
Let me say one to C and the rest of the crew in the United States. This is Eddie P calling from Chicken Soup Factory Memorial Response in this 20. Neighbor, anything I say today, get market. You go your own long life. The moment 2029 reach, that president we are contest. If I put a president we are, I'm done with politics in this country. If I go in that room, I will tear up football and come to the representative there. Because I'm not getting anything for here. Look, especially come to the CDC lawmaker. The CDC lawmaker, they got to be honest with the one of the book.
Oh.
People ever get in our history, the CDC lawmaker, they are greedy. They don't want to be protecting it for you. But when they walk behind the scene, therefore, to me, I said, they don't get stuff for the CDC lawmaker. They're one of the useless of people. I'm sorry, to be honest with you, what fair would they take out there?
All right.
Who's going to say, like I said, is that a representative there? Is that a guy in the house there? What are they doing for you and myself? And never market, I will tear out representative before and post it on Facebook because they're not deserve to be a representative. They are only great people. Sorry, useless of people.
Okay, now. Yeah, don't be describing other people, parents, fathers, mothers, and that. So let's call a good evening. Yeah, don't make a Mabel, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, what was said there for which you were not satisfied that you walk out of the discussion? We want to know what is our representative.
So the man said, hello. So from the beginning, the man said that entire recast budget is a place, in fact, is heavily corrupt. It's a money laundering place where people will steal. So for him, you don't want to be part of it. Go ahead. For him, yeah, that's what he chooses to do. And that's it, right.
No, you don't. When you're passing budget, they have a view. They finished discussing the budget already.
I mean, the budget can go into a committee room.
Go to the next person, man. Go to the next person.
Hello to this caller. Yeah, man. Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Thank you. Mali, consistent from your destiny, Sherry. I join you from district number 17, Moducolum, respectively, from consistent city of this authority. My intentions have been true to the budget. If you look at the budget, the way it looks, it clearly speaks that there are so bunch of serious people into the house there. And remember frustrating to me as a like president here, this about you guys are discussing concerning the budget. And I was because I said it there, we debate on him. We debate on these about things that going on.
The message will work with the government. The message will work with President Joseph Yeman Bwaka.
It's not a party. It's not a party working with President whatsoever. But at least you should do the needful. You cannot be sitting there and see the things that are happening. Look at the way the country running these days. See the things. Parents are not in school. Parents are crying. And they see that the people are beating the microphone on the road. They are steady. They see that people from steady. Things are very difficult. They get a bunch of serious people in the place. They see the kind of thing happening.
Don't cry, my brother. Don't cry. Don't cry. That's a life. Thank you so much. The people they receive 1.2 and 1.5 every single month. So let's call a good evening. Yeah.
Thank you for the time and thank you for the program. Let me say good evening to your panelists. This is boss of principle like it. So maybe I'm frustrated to have heard that the recap budget has been passed, and owing to the fact that the public outcry was huge. For me to even hear that the government and the executive legislature have gone ahead to spend huge amount outside the budget is something that beats my imagination, because we signed onto this thing for good governance. Can you imagine if you go further down in the recap budget, there is $2 million that is unaccounted for. 2 million was spent outside the budget that the ministry, that the executive cannot account for it, neither the House of the legislature account for it. And more besides, the resetting the recall of the legislature of recent, they said that they called themselves, meaning there was no extra sitting fee. In our recap budget, the money that was spent outside the budget, it is accounted for that there was certain amount given to the lawmakers for their time being there. So where are we heading? And what this my imagination is why we spoke against the last regime. All of those things we said, some of us are seeing it creeping now and day in this regime. So it's somehow frustrating. So if people not vetting the angles on the executive and the legislature, they're vetting the angles on you people, they should rethink. Why should you bring SKTV? Everything that somebody said you should call Trump Africa to confirm it. No, it was the document.
But my brother, how many hours now? Has even the government even come out to come debunk that information? So let's call up. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Joseph Small, and I join you from Puebla.
Yeah, go ahead, Joseph.
I want to ask you something. Is it only CTV that has the opposition role to play in the legislature? But if it is only CTV, I think for me, come to 29, I will be District 3 and go to the District 7 in the country. So go in and vote for that because this young man, he has brought different dynamism to our political landscape. What we see from Mozambique is just different. So it has shown to us that only wealthy people go to be in a house. We don't need no hungry man who never have anything to go sell as legislator. Because when you sell as a legislator, you should be having money to sustain yourself. Don't go there to steal from us. Mozambique is not stealing from us. Mozambique want to get back to us. And this is the reason why you don't see getting yourself involved in a charity. And I am a citizen, but I have gained aspiration for Mozambique for the period of time 1970 as a legislator. I see him proceeding very well. And
all right.
Man, to be here for your stand against those corrupt criminal minded citizens who call themselves opposition in our heart and not do anything to satisfy with the Liberian.
All right, thank you so much. There's a saying that dry does sweet, but you're waiting for wait 2029. So, but what you'll be eating before the dog get dry. So let's call up.
Yeah, let a few more closer for the day.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. And Jesus Emmanuel Richardson, and I joined the conversation of Carwell. I would like to say hi to our panelists. Look, you see this country? We are in serious mess. Look, I think honorable ability, we need to come and certificate you as the best representative. For me, I highly disappointed in Folantikova and the so-called CDC lawmaker that we say we have in the house there. To see our lawmakers to be behaving the way they are behaving. In fact, look, they took senators, they don't normally to stand in president. We are through. Why Folantikova and all of people are not pushing President Blocker to do the right thing? They are yelling, they are running behind Blocker to take and corrupt money. Look, I'm disappointed. Honestly, I'm really disappointed from today on. I will not respect Folantikova.
No, respect the man. The man is a speaker. So this last caller, quickly before we cross over to our team. Go ahead. Go ahead. Emmanuel, your lawmakers, they are all swimming into millions.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's Liberia or why we really Liberian people to Europe. Why is going on? Look at Debale alone. Debale carry money more than D. Look at what being not done here for Jelly in society bush. Why is going on? God please forgive our name, forgive our well. So we are done to you, God, Lord, forgive this nation.
All right, thank you so much, Dave. I'm taking more money than the people that are alive. Lord, they put to each other. So yeah, Steve and that Mark. I think
Yeah, what say you before we
You know,
draw the curtains?
we always tell people in the democracy, the first branch of government happens to be the more powerful branch of government always. And in the case of Liberia, that's not the same. If you're out there and you think that from an operational standpoint, when it comes to our lawmaker, if you think Unity Party and CDC are two opposing parties, then you are kidding yourself, because they are not. From a political standpoint, they are the two major political institutions in the country. But when it comes to operation, when it comes to money, when it comes to stealing, they are one of the same. Just flip the coin. When Georgia became president, who had more lawmakers in both chambers? It was Unity Party, right? You would think that the Unity Party people are going to keep Georgia in check when it comes to the lawmaker. But Georgia got everything he ever wanted, including the removal of Cabinet Janet. So for you to think that because Unity Party is in power now and CDC lawmaker will oppose them, my brother, my sister, you are kidding yourself. It would never happen. When it comes to money and stealing from Liberian people, they are one of the same. So don't be there and be like, oh, I'm a sedition, but I'm disappointed in our lawmaker. No, you will always be disappointed, because when it comes to stealing and taking resources from within the budget, they are all playing with the same tone. So don't sit there and say, oh, because United Party is in power, then CDC is going to keep them in check. No, it will never happen. Stop dreaming. That's wishful thinking. It's blind optimism. It will never happen. So that's my final word for the callers out there today, just so you know.
Well, Milbo, what say you before I react?
All right. So again, I just want to say thanks to all of them, even though some of them they are not ready, and that's one of the things. But to some of you who see us like, oh, you gotta go invest, you gotta go. Look, you even the journalists, they are also advocates. Maybe some of you don't even know. But every time you hear people, you get angry, you get into your feeling, you feel that no, that's not activism in journalism. But maybe you don't know. So people will come up to speak out to ills in society. They will be mute. That what made us to be watchdog. So when you listen to us, that means we're already doing our own research and we're saying this thing. What we are saying is facts. If you have issues, go to Front Page Africa, or maybe even up to date, or in fact up to now, we haven't heard anything coming from the government to say, oh yeah, Front Page Africa, you lie, or this is not true. This is the real truth. So when you get it in your feeling, all you got to do now as a person, go and do your own research and see what of these information are all true. So now what happened with the latest news now coming from the Ministry of Finance about our debt? So you said a lie? So you got to be careful out of some of you, because you're not reading and you're not following. All you do is just press and worship. That's all you do. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Milbo. First of all, let me thank the callers. If you can't even acknowledge that you're making fool out of yourself in public when you ask certain questions or say certain things, I don't take you seriously. To the man who said we should call the ministry, we should call Jeremy Pia to ask Jeremy Pia whatever it is. Jeremy Pia is a liar. He's a joke, I say. He's a liar like Joseph Boaka. He is a liar like Joseph Boaka. So I don't take him seriously. But if they made a government, then we'll sue Probably Africa. If Probably Africa lying on him, we are quoting Probably Africa. Where issue? Who's going to call Jeremy Pia? If the information from Probably Africa get a lie, let the government react. It's the responsibility to clear the air. That's why I say you don't make any sense. Anyway, you're praising worshiper, so I don't worry about you. You're not important. Your own praise and worship on them for you. I don't worry about you. The same way how doing Joe we are says here, all the we are sharing the praise and worship for them is the one who usually passing around praising Joe. I don't worry about you. You're not important. You are inconsequential. You are not important. You don't contribute to the society. You're waiting for somebody to kind of get you small thing that you will be discussing in public. What you need to do, you know, go sit down. Go find Sarah C and sit down. That's what you need to do. We talk about serial minded people. Your big men who you support. Your man who your political leader who is a bona fide certified liar, Joseph Boaka. If someone can call you a liar in public, that you're not important. Go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere. To the other callers who are disappointed, you don't need to feel disappointed. The Constitution gives you the right to take actions to remove them. But if you want to say that, oh, you know the country, yeah, they're praying God. They're praying God. You have been praying God. John, we are getting A or says, yeah. Elling A or 12, yeah. You'll be never says, yeah. Now you're getting oh nothing, you ain't seeing nothing. One politician using, hey, you're waiting for 2029. You're wait. You're wait. You're wait. God said, can I eat? Is a post in my head. You're not ready yet. You see your friend there in different country in Kenya when a lawmaker was misbehaving. You saw what they did, but you say now in like bro, waiting for somebody, waiting for a hero to come carry you to go stay against the lawmaker. Then you're sitting there, you waste your time. You don't take the issue to them. You don't take thing in your hand. You'll be saying that there waiting. Jesus coming for you. Yeah, Jesus coming save the country on behalf of all of you. Jesus is coming. Yeah, you'll be waiting. Are you serious? You're serious. You need to be disappointed. The fanatical foul, the young learn, the whole House of Representatives, you can shut that whole place down. Oh, you have to shut it down. Yes, you have to shut it down. The Labrapo can rise up and go there and shut it down and demand them to resign. If they don't want to resign, you'll bring Yo-Yo there. But you're not going to do that one. Oh, you're not going to do that one. You're waiting for somebody when you talk around and say, oh, then why you can't come from America and can't lead it? That tells me that you're a slave. That tells me you're a slave. You're waiting for somebody to give you direction in your own suffering. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. The day you're serious about 222, you're not be calling on the radio. You're not calling yet. You know what you do? You will mobilize the next morning. You'll go over there. You will fanatic over there, so will be passing around BB card there. Nobody can Lawrence will be passing around BB card there. Joseph Bonas will be passing around BB card. They ain't ready yet. The day you're ready for a radical approach to hold the criminal accountable, to shut everything down in that country, then we know say you're serious. For now, you'll be saying that waiting for Jesus to come rescue you. Yeah? Jesus is coming. He will rescue you. They coming what Jesus promised him 2,000 years ago that he was coming. He can't save the people then. That he will can't save. Because you know your in you know your names. Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? It's not serious yet. If it really gets serious for treating Americans, they will share the thing. You know what you will do? You will mobilize and go remove those men. You will tell them to go fancy to sit down. That whole House of Representatives, that whole criminal place they got over there, you will shut it down. But you're not going to shut it down. You're not serious. One day you won't be on petty party. Then when you're passing around, you won't call the other person, call that other person, call the other person, call that other person. Let me say this. Let me say this before we close for today. Anyway, you won't be the job. In fact, the politicians they know you're not doing nothing. You're cowards. Let me tell you today. The audacity of men got to play on the way they play you, they know that you will not do nothing. That will make it. The day you take action, they will take you seriously. Normally, then will be passing around. Fanatic coverage will be passing. Joseph Brothers will be passing around in any serious manner country. No one else will be in session. There's all happening in a session. There's not even be passing around BB car. We're talking and say, oh, you're bringing the people around. You want for the people to rise up against you. Yes, I want for the people to rise up against you because you guys are criminals. Me, a left from one and a rise up against you. That's what me I want. I want a Labrampo to rise up against you. They get your power, you're abusing, and then you say you want to put a rise up against you. Why is all you do? To tell the people to shut up and go sit down? Why you're enjoying? Why you're enjoying the people and suffering? You're lying on day by day, all getting their money. Then you say for the day by day, you go, you take the money, you put it in your pocket. You think it's stupid. We don't know what's up. We know what time it is. We know what time it is. We know what time it is. So hey, when the Labrampo are ready, they will take matter into their hands. Until then, you're enjoying. Let me tell you one call and maybe we'll call it or they please. Call a question, where you call from, please.
Good afternoon, man. Good afternoon, Long and Rachel, guys. This is Abraham calling from New Jersey. I'm telling you guys, so-called criminal first, you guys are on point. Let me first say responsibility and you can call it able to support it to stand against this massive corruption. You know, Musa, I see why lawmakers be opposition lawmakers and unified lawmakers. The leadership of Joseph Boakai, there were high expectations for Liberians. The box stopped. The fact of the matter even allowed, because he has the authority now. Let's agree that these criminal lawmakers have signed this thing. As the president that has good intention for this country, this is a time to veto such a bill. Criminal transaction that transpired, I need a comprehensive report on it. Indeed, it has sincere to Liberian people. But to sign this thing, they seek the indulgence of the president, meaning to say they are just throwing the water of that president. The box stop with the president. You understand, Steve? Because this is no, for instance, Steve, just to have reading that a bank of minister car that cost $100,000 in that bill. When you schools, hospitals are closed down. See? What? So you need a box stop with the president's office. This is where all these criminal activities originate from. You understand? So for me, yes, no lawmakers are very disappointed, but part of the bill is not signed by the president. It's no law in the country. Full stop. This is the man that came to this country. He said he came as a senator for the state. This country is in total destitute. And people are trying to do this. So you got our own voice here, but it's just what we take on it. And I think the box stop with the office of the president and the president.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We're going to all of the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I agree with the brother. And this will only apply to those who ever had any expectation of Joseph Boakai. I never had no expectation of Joseph Boakai. I can never have expectation of Joseph Boakai because I saw how he lived his life. You see, the way people live their life, the decisions they make, the choices that they make, it's an indication of how they will treat other people, how they will live with other people. If a man were not financially disciplined enough to take care of himself, he had to be living on loan. And I want you to go meet president. And you say you expect something good for him. Or man who goes to the church, kids Bible as a Christian or deacon. In the same church lie. Right after kissing Bible. And I want you to be serious. That I want you to say you will take care of humanity. Or man who was in church. Because I told you, his man was handicapped. Ain't told you that. When you were in charge of the poor, so understand what you did for them. They stole the people money. That I want us to take seriously. That I want us to have any kind of expectation. You ain't ready yet. You guys are not ready. You are not ready yet. You are not ready. And because you are not ready, you will suffer. Your children will suffer. And I want to say it's sweet for you. You're continuing in our foolishness. That's why you're used to, you're accustomed to it. You're addicted to foolishness. Bad people, criminals, people who will deceive you and manipulate you and eat your future and spoil the future of your children. That's what you guys are used to. So that's why you get. My only disappointment in Joseph Boakai, me, in terms of leadership, I know Joseph Boakai will not deliver nothing. My only disappointment in Joseph Boakai is he is not chilling the way he's supposed to be chilling. I would need Joseph Boakai to please increase that money he got on his credit card to maybe 5 million. Please. At least let's start from 5 million in 4 years. Then we can increase it, maybe 6 million every year, 7 million, just like that, 1 million, we add it up. Why you only get 100,000 to them? Why? Why must you do that? That's my only disappointment, Joseph Boakai. Besides that, and I got nothing else to say. So I hope Joseph Boakai, and Joseph Boakai, if you need recommendation to some luxurious places that you can go, places where you can spend almost $1,000, maybe $1,000 to $5,000 a night, or for just a few hours, we got some list. We can give you some places for you to go, President. So thank you, President Joseph.
Yeah,
thank you for using the Liberian resources.
In closing, let me say thanks to all of our people. Steve, sometimes when you say it's sweet for a democracy, for me, I know sometimes it is the right of our people to go out there to vote. Like you said something not too long, you said that the politicians, the people gave them the opportunity to serve the people to serve. But then they are not serving the people. But again, I agree with you on one thing that you just said again, that the people should stand up. Because if you get somebody something to do and they are not doing it the right way, the way you wanted to do, you stand up and tell them, no, this is not how we want things to go. We want you to do things like this. You know, so for me, I concur with you, but to say it's sweet for them, no, I will not be very side with you on that, because mind you, there are other people too who never voted. Out of the 5 million people who have close to almost 1 million people voted. So even out of 1 million people, maybe suppose they didn't even vote. So again, and there are other people who are not positioned.
My dear, thank you for
But
your
again,
position.
at the end of the day,
But before you go, if you say something, let me just clarify that part. And you have the last word on this. Billboard. Life is about choices and decisions. And there are some choices and some decisions you make. There are consequences for it. You must live with it. You must. I'm saying to the Liberian people, even the ones who never voted for Joseph Boakai, the ones who planted in a country that never voted for Joseph Boakai, that can come together today and say they don't want a government and get in the street that are still selling. It's free for all of them. The one who voted for Boakai, the one who never voted for Boakai, it's free for all of them. I say and I stand by it. It's free for them, and I hope Joseph Boakai can do worse than what they are doing. In fact, what they are doing, they just started. Joseph Boakai should do more than what they are doing. In fact, they get an LDA 61,000. You know what I wanted for them to do? You know what I want Joseph Boakai to do? Let him get an LDA 25,000. And he might reduce it every year. It's free for them. Look, the people who are so
I think we got to go because of time. Yeah.
And now it's free for them.
All right. So
you get the power in your hand to remove Joseph Boakai. Nah. The Labrador can rise up and remove them. They won't remove them. That means they're enjoying it now. What did I also say? If the people enjoy it, what I also say? I will celebrate with them. It's free for them. It is free.
All right. So again, to our people, 6 years is not small thing. You know, quickly now, let me just close. 6 years is not small thing. Most of the time, when we vote for the politicians, by the time they have their seat, the next thing they start thinking about is the next election. Because when we go on the radio, instead of us discussing the issues, the ills, what they're doing, some of the mistakes and so forth, we will leave everything and start to threaten them, or maybe start threatening them about the next elections. 6 years, it's not a joke. 6 years is not tomorrow. So when things are happening, for solution now, instead of you thinking about elections, your life is not only about elections. Every time you come out, is only to vote. No. You're not there to be voting for other people to be getting rich. You are also there to also live better life. So thank you, my brother. We gotta go. Thank you so much. And
folks, I thank
you, all of you.
Milborn would bring down the curtain for today. It was a good show. Let's have a good weekend. Stay blessed. Ciao.
There are things we can do. We bring good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture.